Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to this practice. And this video is interesting because twice now I have come on and I literally have done a video. And I've been happy with the video too. It's like I fully intended to post it and was excited and disappointed when I noticed at the end of talking, literally probably for an hour now, maybe it was too long. I did kind of rattle. Anyways, that the video is not videoing. So here we are. I guess that wasn't meant to be recorded and put out in that way and shape. And this is, but I want to invite you to look at the screen because this little orb has been here with me, if you see it. And I immediately noticed it as I was setting up this altar for my video today, and that's what I'm calling the visuals on the screen, because one of the things that I've been guided to do is just play with the visual, right? Like a snapshot. You know, I'm a Harry Potter lover and loved in the book when the pictures became real. And I'm like, that's cool. So in this space, in the recordings of podcasts and this and sharing, expressing, there's many ways we can do it, and I am just loving the idea of creating my visual altar and allowing that to be part of the experience. And when I did today, these light orbs are something I love to use the angle of my camera or whatever to see them. And I would love feedback in the comments if you listen to this and you see them too or you don't. That's even more interesting because we do perceive differently, right? And that's part of what we're here to understand and understand our patterning. And so one of the things I wanted to bring to you today was this little practice of allowing yourself the time and space to really observe your physical body patternings, right? We hold tension in our body and a multitude of reasons why, but it is what we're physically experiencing. And so coming into a space and a place of mindful awareness and acceptance and compassion about our bodies and allowing ourselves to start honing in on our body awareness. So it's very, 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 very important aspect. And knowing, like, we're so used to going to a doctor and them telling us what is wrong with us. And here's the reality, because I've worked in healthcare, in academia and healthcare for a long time. And one of the things in my own life has also been many places that I have had family with significant heart and life circumstances that have needed very good health care. But what I have noticed is how much we give our power to someone and we're unable to even express what it is that we're feeling. And I know because I've created my own awareness to understand it, and I'm also very intuitive and I can pick up on other people's what they're feeling. And it's often what I found myself as I'm observing my patterns is being able to, like when my dad was sick, I could explain for him what he was experiencing based off of his words with the doctor, and we gave us deeper understanding because he didn't have the words to put to him. He would just kind of, say in his way. And I, as a little girl, just learned this was a gift that I was born with, and how to kind of, we all do, live in our experience. And one of the things that I stayed attuned to, and what I realized as I got older, is as oldest child, I would kind of keep the harmony. I was a Libra, and in my birth chart, you can see exactly why. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But anyways, turning the things that were maybe challenges into gifts has been a part of the practice for me. but it was something I honed into. But it made me realize that body awareness is one of the biggest things people are lacking. And to be able to participate in your own wellness, in your own well-being, in your own journey of health, in this physical body that you were born with, because we all come with our genetic makeup. That is part of the equation that we're working in. And that's a part of an acceptance sometimes. And our ancestral lineage has been one that's suppressed and repressed, and we've had a lot of human conditioning. And now we have an awareness that we do around the body and the mind, and we're more malleable and more resilient, and we have more inner power, agency, and then we've been taught. And the single number one thing, and you're hearing it everywhere because it is the most important thing, is your breath. Without it, if you get suffocated, everything will shut down. Your heart, there's key aspects, right? How they work together. Well, that breath is what animates the nervous system. It is what allows our awareness, what we are integrated in our bodies. We have a more harmonious relationship with our nervous system, with what causes us to react and why. So the practice I'm bringing you into today is just one where you breathe in, breathe into sensations, and exhale and allow it to release. And using that breath, I want you to fill in your vessel, and I want you to become aware of what you're feeling, and I want you to allow yourself to express what you're feeling in mindful movements, in your breath. I want your awareness to focus on the breath in a way as you breathe in, you're filling up, you're observing. Right? Through the breath, you're turning on your inner observer. It is like you're able to temper that with your breath. Like, let your awareness and your breath synchronize. Let them integrate together. And if you are focusing, if your mind is focusing on its breath and they're integrated as one, here's the thing. You are listening. Every sensation, everything is listening. Tune on your inner listener, inner observer, and synchronize with it. And then allow the body to feel. And you can do it with intentional movement. You can do it with organic movement. You can feel into sensation, but essentially I want you to unify with your breath and your body and allow yourself the space to just move through whatever is in your body, allowing it to flow in its expression. Even allow the mind to get involved a little bit if it wants to, and like, oh, why? And usually it would like pop in, where the mind will pop in is like, hey, look at this, like what's happening here? You know, the mind starts coming in as like the critiquer, or sometimes, you know, depends on the relationship you have with the mind in the moment. You know, sometimes it can be your best friend. Like, create a relationship with that inner dialogue, right? Maybe there's different aspects that you're like, oh yeah, you're my saboteur. You're making me feel, Notice, nothing outside of you is making you feel any way. Yes, we associate that with something, but if you are walking this path of mindful awareness, the inner discerner is starting to turn on, the inner observer. And depending on where you are at with the practice of the mirror and what's reflecting back at you, it's an ever-evolving journey. But that's the practice, right? Can every moment, what's presented in front of you, be something you're interacting with, and what are you looking at that as? Is it something that's empowering you or disempowering you? That's the invitation, that's the free will, and that's where you get to be you, not this idea of a perfect form, right? Like we can put ourselves in any sort of practices and conformed, whatever we choose. And there's benefits to all of it. But at any point, if you're noticing that the, dogma of a certain circumstance is really starting to influence the essence of you and taking you out of that vibrational alignment with yourself, that's something to listen to. Because we are this vessel here to be embodied, to be enjoyed, to be experienced. So taking the time, taking the space, and feeling into your body. Your breath. Activating that awareness, synchronizing that breath in the body, allowing your breath to express how it needs to, allowing your body to move as it needs to, finding a practice where you can do this every day for at least a little bit, getting out any tension and stress in the body that's there, wiggling and jiggling and allowing yourself to feel the aliveness as much as you can. Coming into the idea of yoga in a movement practice beyond the formal asanas, that joining of the breath, the body, the awareness, and allowing it to be a practice of listening to what your body needs at least a little bit every day. We get into these habits and patterns, and we get in these linear lines of form. And so the idea is, where can you get into the organic lines, out of any idea, into the full spectrum movement, out of dysfunction into function, out of dis-ease into calmness. Lots of ways to do that. Find joy in play. Because just like we were when we were kids, where we needed to go out and run and play, like out of the structure of our day-to-day, formal lives, to allow us to be playful, that was conditioned out. And I'm under the mindset that in this new world, in this heaven on earth, that we need to rebalance that idea. And can our work be our play, right? So I believe it can, and that's why I'm here, and I'm inviting you to make a time and a space with music, without music. I encourage without music because it tunes you into your subtle body, and really finding spaces and places where you can work with that subtle body. Is it in meditation, in stillness, or is it in meditation in movement? And can you blend the two, right? That's the invitation. To be mindfully aware in the present moment of all circumstances is that space where I can find stillness in movement and movement in stillness. And our awareness is so key in that integration of our breath and our awareness, where the two become one, is where that you are fully tapped in, tuned on, and aware of what's happening. And from that space, divine is what flows in. That divine awareness that's available to you in every present moment is right there alongside you, because you are tuned into the frequency of it. And you are in agreement of its importance, and you are walking side by side with you, your highest self, and this divine source of all creation, and whatever it is outside of you. And that is the way, when you look at the numerology and the mathematics of life and all of creation, like the sacred geometry that repeats, you can just see it happening in real form and feel that in your body. If it calls, everyone's awareness comes through in different ways. It may be coming through in sensations, it may be coming through in geometry, it may be coming through in words, it may be coming through in nothing but pure feeling of bliss. Allow your gifts and talents and your awareness to be truly shown to you in the highest good for you right now. And with that, I'm going to let you go, my friends, and I hope that you spend some time in sharing space with yourself and your body, and becoming more aware of what's unaware in your mind, in your body, in the world around you, in ways that bring more peace to you, because that's what will ripple out. And in a world full of chaos, in a world full of confusion, in a world full of, hatred, it all starts within us. And where are those separations within ourselves, and can we make this revolution, this war that is always the tension that we're feeling outside in the physical world, can we tune that inward and make this, take our power back and control what we can, and know and believe that that will ripple. So tuning into the heart within you, the love and the compassion, the essence that every single part of creation was built with, in the likeness of God and creator of your belief structure. And that essence vibrates within all of us, and we've been conditioned in fear, and we are, from the inside out, being that loving, kind parent, that soother, that observer, and giving ourselves what we need, first by noticing it, and then by asking for divine guidance on, ask and you shall receive, and the miracles that can come if we really truly believe in the essence of us, and we know our worth, that we were created. We come into one with ourselves in acceptance of this life path that we're on, and knowing it does show up miraculously. So with that, with all things, so much love and so many blessings. Until next time, mwah!